Is it even a project if you're not bleeding all over it? All right, it's bus time. Gonna start building the couch. I've been procrastinating long enough today. So I am definitely gonna get started on this right now. Basically what I'm doing is, let me turn you around. So in and along behind the passenger seat, I've got the access hole for the fuel tank, for the pump, the sending unit anyway. That's the electrical connection for the heated seat. Now I need to go just on this side and out to level here. That's how far out the couch is going to come, and it's going to run from there to about halfway, maybe a third of the way across the wheel well, because on the other side of that it's going to be the fridge. So I need to take some measurements in here and in the house so I can be sure that we're sitting at about the same couch height. There we go. One end piece. Just gonna go right here. And I'm gonna build a box for an armrest on the outside. That'll come right out to here. There's a 3-inch inside diameter. It'll make a nice armrest. Be able to put a drawer in the bottom for spices and a tuck away cabinet cupboard in here for items like cables and such. Down this end I will put the power boxes. Good spot for them. The other end will have the same height here because of the armrest, but the two middle ones will be 8 inches lower because that's the only height we need for the bed, for the bottom of the couch. 3 inches of foam here, 3 down to here, 3 inches of foam here. Pull out for a bed and lift up for storage. Is it even a project if you're not bleeding all over it? Okay, there it is. This end is going to go here-ish. The center one is going to go here-ish. And you may be wondering why this one is so much shorter than that end one. It's because it goes right here. So being on top of the wheel well, it's got to be the proper length, height, because the wheel well is 8.5 inches high right there. Now, as I said, this being the end one is going to get a box with a 3-inch ID built on the outside of it, and that'll become the armrest, and same on the other end. So to get 3 inches, I need to come out. For the top, I need to come from here out, add 1.5 inches, so 4.5 inches on the top, and then the whole thing on the bottom. But I'm gonna have to cut it out for this. Or do I want to? Or do I want to just come level with that? Okay, I'm gonna probably put a cushion on it. At least, I don't know. I should probably come over here. No, let's cut the top first. There you go. And number 1. I realized last night that I screwed something right up on this end one. Yeah, it's gonna go here where it's supposed to go. It's the proper height, everything's all good. I mean, come on. Seriously. What was I thinking? And I think because the walls are not straight, I believe that this is too far out at this one, so it's got to be shorter here as well. I'm going to drop a line, I'm going to put a 90 here, I'm going to drop I'm going to snap a chalk line where I need it to be. But, yeah. So my holidays have been, Spring's just not really wanting to work properly. So be it. No, it's not the walls. I forgot to cut it at this line. That's the only problem. Anyway, I've got to fix it so that it drops down every 2 minutes. So be it. I'll fix that. There it is. That looks a little better. I'll put the box on this side. And I can start getting it in the way, the length it needs to be on the back and the bottom. But here we go. We made some slats that I'm using to attach the center to the sides. I'm going to have 2 on the bottom, and that's what I'm going to use to screw it down, and 1 up here at the top, and 1 about halfway, maybe a little bit lower than halfway, and that's what's going to be used to hold it up there. And I'll use those as nailer boards so that I can screw them in where I want them. So I need 4 for each side, so I kept one as a pattern just so we can be sure that it's right. And yeah, I'm going to try it now.
The last one's going at seat height for support, not the seat height, after we put the screw in. Now the last.
Okay, so we're working on the seat base for the couch, and we want it to be able to slide out into a bed and be able to lift up to access the storage underneath the couch. So our thought process, this one here carries the weight of the slats that are not going to move. So say like that. This one's not going to move. So that carries the weight. There'll be across the back underneath this one will be a keeper one so that it really can't move anywhere. And it'll aid in strengthening it, and then when we lift it up, it'll be there to hold it so we don't go off flippy floppy. And then these ones, flippity floppity, This board here,
Flippity floppity poop.
this board here with a little gap is the keeper to keep the ones that aren't moving from sliding out when you pull the bed out. The reason we don't just attach them directly is because then we can't lift it up. So we had to come up with a way to be able to lift it and still keep them. So that was our thought. This one here that I just sat down will be ones that can move. So,
Well, it's taking the place of one that can move.
well, this is just for demo. So they'll be lined up right there, this one right there, and then we'll have a front board. It'll be 1.5 inches high to carry the foam,
No,
and-
it'll be.
well, however high we make it. And that will attach to the one I put in the
This
middle.
board will attach to this.
Yeah, which then when you grab this to pull it out, this board will slide with it, and it'll come out 22 inches to, probably about there. And then the bed will be out that far. And then when you slide it back in, hopefully it just, we're gonna have to put another keeper in the middle here, crossways, not to carry any weight, but just to carry the ones that are sliding and moving it back and forth. So that's our thought. That's what we're attempting to do, and we're
Breaking our brains on it.
breaking our brains. I've watched people do this before and watched what they came up with, but we wanted to come up with our own way of doing this, and this seems like a pretty elegant solution for us. But man, look at this couch. It is coming together. We've got 2 weeks to get this thing roadworthy. I hope the pump shows up this week.
And now.
We have this Osmo spacer that gives us an extra 1/4 inch between the boards. So when we put the sliding one in, the ones that slide will fit right inside there. So we made it 1.25 inches, 1.75 inches, which gives us an extra 1/4 inch space.
Which gives us 1/8 of an inch on each side of the board.
Yeah, an extra 1/4 inch. So we put that in. We bring this board, we bring it to where we're lining it up in the front. I'm going to mark 2 holes to go into this one, which lifts when you lift the whole unit. It's the front holes, and then the back holes, same thing. Don't drill all the way through it while it's sitting on the boards, because if you drill a hole into here, then the screws aren't going to fit. So then I drill them out all the way for the screws in the top. And put it back in place. You can do the back one just so you got it a little bit more square. If you put 2 in the front, you may not be able to get the back to move properly. You may put in more tension on it than needs to be there. And so on.
And then
But-
it's rinse.
Just to show, we want to show proof of concept. Needs a little bit of shaving here and there. I have to shave the back down so it lifts higher. But proof of concept. Once it's all together and it'll be all firmed
Improve
up.
the concept of the board sliding.
Well, the board's sliding. I just showed that. But
So
we'll have one. So we'll put one underneath here as well.
it becomes a stopper.
Well, a stopper, and it carries the weight, so when you're sliding the board back in, it doesn't just dip. You don't have to fight with it so much, so it'll just go straight in, and there it is. We'll have a board attached to the front, and you pull it, and out we go.
Now we have the slats that we are attaching to the front board that will pull out. So this is what the sofa would look like when it's just being used as a sofa or like a one-person bed. As you can see, we put pocket screws there.
There it is. It works. It takes 2 people to put it back in most of the time, but we've got the slats. When they pull out, Christina will pull it out. We have to build legs for the side, for the edge over here, obviously. And then it goes back in. It takes 2 people, so hang on a sec. There, it's back in. Took 2 of us. Now Christina will show how we lift it up. Just pick the front up first. Pick the front up as high as you can. And then grab it by the bar. That bar in there, you just pull it forward. For now, until I get it, get all the bugs worked out.
But
we can get at it. We got a ton of storage under here. Access to the sending unit for the fuel tank.
And we're going to put seat belts in.
Yeah, the 3 seat belts.
To the bar down here that the seat's attached to.
The seat rails underneath there will get seat belts attached. I will be making some phone calls this week and getting 3 seat belts, just lap belts. That means we can take 2 kids and a friend. Perfect.